Adventurous kids explore with education and learning what a wildlife is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today I'm going to tell you about the Olympics. The Olympic Games is a world-renowned international sporting event that takes place every 4 years. It's a massive spectacle with over 200 nations participating. Thousands of top athletes from all around the globe gather in the host country to compete in their chosen sports. Their main goal: prove they're the best and bring home medals, bronze, silver, or gold for their countries. The games showcase not just physical prowess, but also the spirit of unity and respect among different cultures. The Greeks started the Olympic Games almost 3,000 years ago in 776 BC. They were held nearly every 4 years, over 1,000 years, until they were stopped in 393 AD due to religious elements incorporated into the celebrations. The Olympic Games were held in Olympia, hence the name Olympics. They were held there because the gods lived on Mount Olympus, and the games were in honor of the king of the gods, Zeus. Athletes would travel to Olympia from many different Greek city-states and sometimes from faraway Greek colonies to compete. The whole competition lasted for up to 6 months and included games like wrestling, boxing, long jump, javelin, discus, and chariot racing. The winners of the games were considered heroes. They got a simple olive wreath for winning, but also became famous. The leaves of the olive wreath came from a special tree near the Temple of Zeus. The first modern Olympic Games were held in Athens in the summer of 1896. In 1894, Yoda Corbertine presented his ideas for an international sports competition to promote international understanding. He founded the International Olympic Committee in 1894. Its headquarters are in Switzerland. The IOC decides on the sports to include the Olympics. It also chooses the cities that will host the games. They introduced the motto of the modern Olympics: fast, higher, stronger. Olympic Games first only held in the summer, and since 1924, Olympic Games are also held in winter. Summer and winter Olympic Games are held every 4 years. The Summer Olympics and the Winter Olympics alternate every 2 years. The Summer Games and the Winter Games include different sports that fit the different seasons. There are individual and team events for men and for women. Some events are held indoors, others outdoors. The Olympic Games begin with an opening ceremony. Each country's team enters the Olympic Stadium dressed in its official uniform. An athlete carrying the team's national flag leads each group. The Greek team is always the first to enter the stadium. The other nations follow in alphabetical order according to the language of the host country. The host team is always the last. During the ceremony, the Olympic flag is raised. Olympic rings are found on the Olympic flag. Olympic rings were first produced in 1913 from a design created by the game's modern founder, Aaron Pierre de Coubertin. The 5 colors along with the white backdrop reflect colors found on the flags of all participating nations, so everyone is represented. The overlaps also represent international cooperation and the coming together of athletes from all over the world. Then an important person from the host country throws a torch into the stadium and lights a fire, called the Olympic Flame. The Olympic Flame burns until the games are over. The Olympic torch is a reminder of the game's Greek origins. In ancient times, the flame burned throughout the games as a tribute to the goddess Hesta. Since 1928, this tradition has continued in the modern games, but instead of an altar, the flame burns in a special torch. Before each Olympics, the flame is lit at Olympia in Greece. It spends 2 years traveling to and around the host nation until it's used to light the Olympic cauldron at the opening ceremony. A victory ceremony is held during the games after the end of each event. Medals are awarded for first, second, and third place. In order from first to third, the medals are gold, silver, and bronze. The flags of the winners' countries are raised while the national anthem of the gold medal winner is played. The tradition of awarding gold to first place, silver to second, bronze to third began in St. Louis. The first Olympics held in the United States in 1904. Gold medals were fully solid gold only until the 1911 Olympics. The gold medal is no longer pure gold. It's made mostly of silver. The host city's Olympic Organizing Committee is responsible for designing the medals. The closing ceremony takes place after the final event. It is less formal than the opening ceremony. The Olympic flame is put out and the Olympic flag is lowered. The ceremonies and events of the Games last 16 days. For about 80 years, only amateur athletes were allowed to take part in the Games. Amateur athletes were not paid. But since the 1970s, professional athletes have been allowed to compete in many Olympic events. Women could not compete in the Olympics until 1900. The Olympic Games were a men-only event for a very long time. Women could not compete in volleyball and luge until 1964, weightlifting until 2000, and boxing until 2012. The 2024 Summer Olympics will take place in Paris, France, from July 26th to August 24th, 2024. Paris last hosted the Olympic Games in 1924, making the Paris 2024 Olympics a significant historical moment. For the first time in Olympic history, the opening ceremony will not take place in a traditional stadium setting. Instead, it will be held on the river Seine, creating a spectacular parade of athletes and performances right through the heart of Paris. Also at the Paris 2024 Olympics, medals will contain a piece of original iron from the Eiffel Tower, one of Paris's most famous landmarks. Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous